こんばんは。ForexTV ニューヨークのレミです。2月20日水曜日の為替レポートニューヨークレビューをお伝えします。20日のアメリカ株式市場は反発しました。ダウ平均は前日比90ドル4セント高の 12,427 ドル26セントで終えた。ナスダック総合株価指数は 20.90 ポイント高の 2327.10 で終えた。今朝発表された1月のアメリカ消費者物価指数 CPI がインフレ圧力の強まりを示し、株価は続落して始まりました。午後に米連邦準備理事会 FRB が発表した1月末の FOMC の議事要旨を受け、株式市場は大幅に反発しました。ニューヨーク外国為替市場で円相場は反落しました。ドル円は前日比30銭円安ドル高の108円5銭から15銭で取引を終えた。またユーロ円は前日比35銭円安ユーロ高の159円5銭から15銭で取引を終えた。それではインターバンク FX のトッド・クロスランドさんとのインタビューをご覧ください。
Well, we just had the release of the latest FOMC minutes, and that included both the January 30th to 31st meeting as well as the emergency inner meeting. And it looks as though they cut their growth forecast as expected and highlighted downside risks to growth. But earlier in today's session, we got hotter than expected inflation on CPI.
Yes.
And as a result, we saw the dollar supported, and right now we're not seeing euro dollar that much changed after the FOMC minutes. But going forward, fundamentally and technically, if you could give us your forecast for euro dollar.
Well, I think we still have a divergence between what the ECB is going to do and what the FOMC and Chairman Bernanke is going to do as well. If they continue to have inflationary pressures in Europe, they're really not poised to cut interest rates as fast as what the U.S. is doing. So I think because of that interest rate differential, we're going to see continued pressure on the dollar until the European Union cuts rates to match what the U.S. has been doing.
Well, speaking of central banks, earlier in the session, we got the latest BOE minutes,
Yes.
and as expected, the Bank of England is expected to reduce rates. We saw sterling pull back as a result of this, but sterling dollar is back up in the session. So going forward, what is your forecast for sterling against the U.S. currency?
Well, I think that's the only bright spot out of Europe is the dollar could gain a little bit against the sterling, the British pound. The interest rate differential between, especially if they cut rates again with the Bank of England, that will get closer to what the U.S. Rates are, and then that would put less pressure on the dollar versus the British pound. So I think we'll see continued pressure or weakness against the euro for the time being, but potentially the British pound, we might see a little bit of positive upside for the dollar against the pound.
And taking a look at the broader market in New York afternoon trade, we're seeing U.S. equities back up. Initially, after this morning's housing starts data as well as CPI, we saw the major indexes pull back into negative territory. Dollar yen is currently around the 108.20 level, and we've also seen euro yen up on the day.
Sure.
But going forward, if you could give us your forecast for the Japanese currency, both from a fundamental and technical perspective.
Sure. Well, as far as technically, we have a system called the pattern recognition system. And most indicators, if you look at MACDs or stochastic or moving averages, they're more of lagging indicators. So by the time the indicator crosses to give you a buy or sell signal, the currency's already gone in that direction. And all of the indicators that we have right now are bullish for the dollar against the Japanese yen. Both the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and even the day chart are all giving us buy signals on the yen to really go up to the 109 level on the yen in the next week potentially.
以上、インターバンク FX のトッド・クロスランドさんとのインタビューでした。ForexTV ニューヨークのレミがお伝えしました。最新の為替情報については ForexTV Japan をご覧ください。